What's up, guys? Specstar here today with a little bit of a story, and in this video I want to talk to you guys about my first league experience. And I've been recently talking to a few people in my league about this, and they found the story pretty interesting, so I thought I'd make a video and talk about the story here. Now, you may notice on the screen there are two teams, and you may be wondering whose teams they were. Well, the first one was mine, and the second one was mine. Yep, both of those were my team, and both of them were in that first league I was in. And I found the first league on the GBA website, which used to be a thing people used to find leagues. And I joined the league first with the team on the top. And the people joining started to stagnate, and I didn't think we were going to be able to fill up the league, so I just quickly made myself an alt and joined the league again. And let me just make a disclaimer, I would never do this again, and it's not something I recommend you guys doing. It's kind of cheating. I mean, there's no two ways about it to have two teams in a league, but it was my first league. I really wanted to play, and at the time I didn't really think they were going to be able to fill up the league, so I copped that second account and filled up in there. Neither of these teams are particularly good. I actually had the third spot in the league and the fourth spot, and with the third spot I took Mega Metagross, which was insane, A, that they allowed it, and B, that it was available with my third pick. And with the fourth pick I went and I took Mega Gardevoir. Now with my second pick on that team I went and I took Excadrill, and then with the bottom team with my second pick I went and I took Manaphy. Now I was up again with my third pick for the second team on the bottom, but I thought that I was up for the team on the top, and I took Tyranitar with the team on the bottom because I wanted to pair Tyranitar with Excadrill and get my sand up. So I definitely did not intend to take Tyranitar with that team. I meant to take it with the other team, and I wound up having to take Hippowdon instead, which I did not really want, but I needed something to set up the sand for Excadrill. And this was a UCL theme league, which those are definitely not the best, but I have some fun memories playing with the UCL teams. Now in the regular season, fortunately I did not get matched up against myself. Both of these teams I wound up making the playoffs with though, and sure enough, in the first round of the playoffs we got this matchup here of me versus me. And I was not exactly stoked that that was the matchup I was gonna have in the playoffs, battling myself. I actually I prepped both teams as if I was facing someone else. I just tried to build the most serious teams possible. And then I got the Showdown Simulator open in my regular Google Chrome window, and then I set up Showdown again in incognito mode and put my second team in there, and I started a battle here against myself. And now one of the top reasons why I'm embarrassed to talk about this story is because if you look here, I am in the battle talking to myself. And I was really trying to sell this. I was paranoid that people were gonna find me out for doing this, and I went in to sell it, and I talked to myself a few times in this league and a few times in the battle. So I mean, I might as well just go ahead here and play the replay. I'm not really going to diagnose all my turns. I'm just going to kind of play it and talk over about the story in the background. And in this battle, I really tried to, and I should say, I'm not really as good as I am now when I did this battle. I did not play this battle too well on either side, I don't think. I kind of go back and I watch this, I'm like, what am I thinking? Why did I make that play? What did I do? But back then I had the windows open and I was trying to pretend that I didn't know what my own plays were, and I was trying to predict what I would do as if I didn't know what I was doing. Oh, it was a pretty ridiculous situation, all in all, the whole thing. And that Mega Metagross, so that thing is busted. Even if I was prepping for myself, it's still a nightmare to prep for Mega Metagross. That thing should not ever be allowed. I actually made some transactions with both of these teams. With my one team, you see Slowbro there. I dropped Hippowdon for Slowbro, and I dropped Mega Gardevoir for Mega Altaria. And that's because I lost my first team with this. I lost my first game with this team, and I kind of got paranoid about the team because I lost one game and I made big changes to it. And I made 3 transactions. I know that I went Hippowdon and Gardevoir for Altaria and Slowbro. I don't remember what the other one was, but I just completely altered my team around. And you can see Metagross here claiming lives. The Thunder Wave tech for the Mega Metagross on the Cinccino is pretty interesting. I gotta give myself props. But I gotta give myself props for seeing it coming and switching out. That's them brains in action. And it looks like the one side's doing pretty good here at the start, tracing that lightning rod. And this was the first round of the playoffs. I think it was quarterfinals. I'm pretty sure it was quarterfinals. And yeah, I was definitely bummed about the matchup because I knew one of my accounts was gonna have to get eliminated. And I did not want to have to take myself on, but oh wow, this was something here. And getting down to it here, 3-2, and now the 2-2. Ditto put in a lot of work in this matchup, actually. I don't know how I knew that Ditto would be so good in the matchup. I just out-prepped myself badly, and I'm able to cop the 2-0 win here later. And with this team, I wound up winning the semifinals match, and then I got the finals match here against Conchas, and this is my first league, and I was in a lot of leagues with this guy. I've been in more leagues with him than any other person. I'm still not sure if he knows the story fully, but yeah, this is my battle here against him. I actually played him with my other team in the regular season, and I lost pretty bad. I had a chance to bring it back with Cresselia, but I got crit, so unfort there. And let's play the replay here. I led off with Mamoswine, and this was a pretty interesting thing. I remember this lead pretty thoroughly. He liked to lead off with Scarf Mienshao, and I picked up on that. So my plan was to lead off with a Protect Mamoswine and catch the high jump kick. And then I was adamant Life Orb, so I knew I could pick him off with Ice Shard. So a pretty neat tech I had there. He brings in the Zard and goes on to Mew. And I was just clicking Earthquake. I guess I was not scared of the Zard there. He brings out Mew. I'm going to bring out the Tar on it. I might as well put this in fast. It's not going to be like a full commentary. I'm just kind of going down memory lane. This was the finals of my first league ever. And look at that. In the finals of my first league ever, that is specs damage for my Tyranitar. And this is where it all started. This was my first time ever using specs Tyranitar. It's my favorite set of all time, and it is just doing work here. So my first ever finals, I got now it's my namesake, my signature, my mascot, and it's coming in here and it's doing work. And it looks like, I'm guessing that's specs damage from Gardevoir too, by the looks of it most likely. Got a bit of power there, and Ditto's gonna come in here. I guess Flare Blitz clearly took it out. Quad resist. Might have been a little bit of a gamble there. Just gonna take it out with counter, and here's my Magneton coming in. And did I... Oh, I should have brought in Tar to get the final KO. I guess I did not know how significant the Tar was gonna wind up being, but... And that's a story of my first league, which I was in with 2 accounts. I faced myself in the final, or not in the finals, I faced myself in the playoffs, I eliminated myself, and then I got in the finals, and I had a Specs Tyranitar put in the work for me in my first ever league's finals. So this was a pretty interesting league experience. Definitely not one I'm going to replicate, because it's enough being in a league 1 account at a time. Definitely not recommending having 2 accounts in a league, but well, I wouldn't advise it. I have no regrets. This is a pretty fun experience, and it's a pretty fun story for me to tell. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Have yourselves a good night.